Good morning, beautiful person. Greetings from beautiful, blue-skied, ridiculously warm Winnipeg. I was walking with my daughter earlier, which is why I'm only coming to you now. So I hope you're all well. Let me just introduce myself before I start talking about imposters and imposter syndrome, because I know all about that one. So, my name is Adasa Vitar. I'm a life coach and a wellness advocate, and I help beautiful people like you refresh their life. And what do I mean by that? So, my mother passed away at the age of 69 from complications of diabetes, and she never got to see my kids grow up. And that isn't because she didn't know how to take care of herself, because of course she did. We all do. We're grown-ups. But she had other priorities until it was too late. And I don't want that to happen to me, and I don't want that to happen to you. And that's why I'm here pretty much every day, except 7, to talk with you about health, about mindset, about business, about the things that I think are important in building the kind of life we want to have. So, imposter syndrome. Yesterday I was listening to Mel Robbins talking to a young man about imposter syndrome. And basically the thing about imposter syndrome is that everyone around you thinks you're doing great, but you yourself feel like you're a fraud and just waiting to be found out. And the roots of that come almost certainly from your childhood, from feeling that expectations are maybe too high, maybe too low, who knows, whatever the reason. There's lots of different reasons. The fact remains is that a lot of very successful and talented people who look great to the outside world, are just waiting for the other shoe to drop. And it's a very unpleasant feeling. And it really can paralyze you with fear of being found out, the fear of being seen as an imposter. And it makes it really hard to drop the barriers, to be vulnerable, to let people in, to really have the kind of life that you want to have. So it's a rather important thing, and I've been dealing with it for a very long time. So, and I'm sure you might have as well. Maybe you don't. Maybe you're totally cool and secure in who you are, and that's awesome, but a lot of us are not. So what do you do about it is the question. So Mel has some suggestions. I'm not quite done finishing to that episode. I'm listening to an audiobook called Take Control of Your Life. It's an Audible original, so that's the only format in which it's available right now. But I do recommend it. So what does she suggest? She suggests taking your story, taking the parts that you're ashamed of, and exploring them and finding ways to pull them out of the darkness and to really own all of yourself. I feel we're kind of like Horcruxes, you know. We've taken parts of our soul, parts of ourselves, and kind of tucked them away and hidden them. And then we're not complete. And when we're not complete, when we're only showing people our light and our strength, and we keep our darkness securely tucked away, then we're not real. And of course we feel like imposters, because in a sense we are. Because there are important and powerful parts of ourselves that we are not sharing even with ourselves, let alone with the world. So in that particular coaching session, she's talking with a young man who had undiagnosed dyslexia as a child and had a rough time of it in school, and people had very low expectations of him. But he did manage to get success, but he comes to Mel because he's just not feeling good with himself. And so he feels like his life is out of control. So she talks with him about taking his stories, about being a liar, about being the class clown, about all the things that he did to cope when he was in school. And she's working with him on changing that story and bringing it into the light. So as I said, I haven't finished it, but I found that extremely powerful, and I wanted to share that with you. So stay tuned. There will be more about this. I think it's funny because when she started it, I was like, oh, this one's not about me. And then, as usual, she hit me right where I live. So I hope that's helpful. If it is, I hope you will like, share, comment, do all the good things. And in this time of great stress to everyone, I do have a list of my 13 favorite stress relievers. If you would like to have that PDF, just drop me a message and just say, please send me that PDF, and I will be happy to send it to you. So you have a great day. Remember, I love you, and I'll talk to you again soon. Tomorrow, in fact.